Hey everyone! Welcome to another Tex-Trek First React. And I do not remember the name of this episode is. It just like left my brain.
It's
Ooh, what
called
was it?
empath empathological fallacies. There, I
Mm,
hope I said it.
mm.
It's a tough one. And look, I'm wearing my Justice for Tuvix
Eh.
shirt. Although I do believe that Tuvix got justice, and so did Tuvix. Tuvix. No, wait, what?
I love Braxton. I love your cat
Tuvox.
chiming in.
Tuvix.
He's like, here's my opinion.
She's got an opinion.
Hello to the audience, Jill
Yeah.
and
Hi
Chuck.
everyone. I guess everyone want to
Let
introduce themselves real quick before we.
I'm Lynn's husband, aka Starfleet Boy on Twitter and Starfleet Sohail everywhere else.
To Lynn's husband, I love your name tonight, Sohail.
Thank you.
Hey, Rachel. Hey, Sohail. I'm
Hey.
Braxton. Hey, crew.
Oh, good. People could hear me, but I tried to adjust my mic right before to like hopefully make that better. I need a different mic stand. That is what it is. My mic stand is not very good. Um, it likes to fall a lot. That's the like tea with my mic stand.
I'd like
Uh,
to have a mic like yours though. Look at how huge this thing is. It's like
it's like I do
um,
like the mic. I think
makes
I
people think I'm a
would
size queen.
be better if I could get something that clipped to the desk as opposed to this is super. It's not weighted and it's super loaded on this side, so it tries to fall over.
Mm.
Um, you do not need to do a GoFundMe for my bike stand. I can figure that out on my own.
Who offered that?
Um, Brian, thank you,
Oh,
Brian.
that's
That's
funny.
very
Hey,
sweet.
Brian. That is very sweet.
Um,
But if you got a little spare change, you could subscribe
do,
to the Tex-Trek Patreon.
that's true.
And for $2, you can come to one of our watch parties, which is always a lot of fun. I like coming to those.
They are always so much fun.
The
Yeah.
watch party is this weekend, you said?
Is it this weekend? Is there?
I
I'm
don't.
just promoting it in general.
I
There
think we're just
are
promoting it in general. I don't because there was one a
The
couple
our
weekends
15th.
ago.
Yeah.
our handy dandy engineer will shortly post all the details in the chat
Yeah.
for you to find out. October
Apparently, it's
14th.
October
There we
14th.
Okay.
Thanks, Father Ray. I guess do you want to go around and say what we thought about this episode?
Yeah. You go
Sure, I'll go
first. No.
first. You know,
Okay,
so
go.
I had a great time with this episode. This, it was hard to how what was the runtime for this? It was only 25 minutes. It was hard to believe there was only 25 minutes
I know
because it
it
So
was
much
seemed
nicely
story.
like
filled out. Yeah.
so much happened. Like I was like watching the clock and I was like, like is this episode like 40 minutes just because so much was happening.
Mm-hmm.
Um and it was really fun. So this is kind of like a 360 week for me or no, like a 180 week for me because I didn't like I didn't really love last week's episode. I think that I just don't connect with like rich girl stories and stuff. So like I tuned out kind of like at the beginning, but this one like ooh like Betazoids. Ooh, I love Betazoids.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love Talin. She's becoming my favorite character in this season. She's just like so outstanding.
Lynn's so
Um,
good.
It's so
mhm.
nice when your bestie and your husband get along. It's great.
And the twist this week I thought was really fun and
Mm-hmm.
interesting. But yeah, I thought this was a great episode. I had a really good time watching it.
What about you,
uh,
Sohel?
I sorry, I was distracted by a text message. I had to turn do not disturb on.
I
I
feel
feel the
that.
same. I feel the same as Braxton. Well, obviously, since the beginning, since I met her last season, I've been in love with Talin, and I was
Mm-hmm.
part of the bandwagon of fans that wanted to see her come back, and we got our wish. So I'm like, please,
Yeah.
this punch. I'm like a pig in dirt right now, like just so happy. I know there's another expression we can say about that, but I thought that one was more appropriate. But yeah, I was super pleased to see the what are we calling them? The Betazoid trip triptych. I don't know, like
Is there a name for them?
the terrible the Betazoid terrible trio. I don't know, something like that. But I was really happy with them. I'm trying to remember their names because they were very cool. There was like a um,
Was my
one that
first.
started like it sounded like Dolores. Oh, Dolorix, right? Dolorix.
Oh,
Oh,
I
here we
think there
go.
was one.
Thank you, Scotty. Thank you, Tex-Trek. We got Katrat, uh, Cathu, and Dolorix. I don't know if that's how they're spelled. Is that how they're spelled? But I love that there's that kind of similar, like how Loxana is actually like a weird
Hmm.
kind of name to pronounce. You know, it's like you gotta kind of try. So I love that they
Oh
carried that
yeah.
tradition on with
My
the
favorite thing
three.
about her name is that everyone says it one way, and then Major Barrett said it a completely different way than everybody
How did she
else.
say? Do you remember how she said? Because I
So,
say
sh-
Luoxana.
so she was the only one who really
Luoxana.
pronounced it with that W sound.
Ah,
So everyone else just
Luoxana.
says Luxana, and she went
Luxana.
Loaxana. Like,
Hold
But
on, Rachel,
yeah,
say it again. So I can hear the
so
difference.
most people just said Luxana, and she said like a W sound and go
yeah, that's how I
Loaxana.
say it. Luoxana. I say
I mean,
Luoxana.
it's her name. It's just how she
But
says it. She's
I
probably
feel
right.
like
That's why
Picard
I say
says
Yeah.
Luoxana. Yeah.
yeah. I feel like Picard says Lox. Oh no, wait, I don't know. I have to give it
Yeah.
Luoxana. Luoxana.
I think
Luoxana.
some of that could be
Luoxana.
like a
What he
British
really says is
accent things sound different.
yeah,
Like,
it's probably true.
well, it's
Um
probably like half the time guesters clearly didn't get the memo that her name was Deanna, not Diana.
I did. I think it's cool that Tillin finally. I love the whole thing at the beginning of the episode where she was kind of frustrated because she couldn't get that message out. She just wanted to get off the Cerritos, but by the end of this episode, she's totally like, "All right, I'm willing to give this a chance." And it was neat that the little twist of thinking it might have been the triplets that were creating the chaos,
Oh yeah.
but it ended up being and it was kind of heartbreaking too that like she's like in that much distress because like you don't get Bendai syndrome or like disorders like that
Hmm.
in Vulcans don't typically get them until they're older or whatever. And I like that we got ages for folks, which is kind of
Hmm.
cool. I think we got we definitely got Tillin's age. She's in her 60s, and
Hmm.
that's just like the same as being in your quarter life. At least that's what Mariner compared it to, because she referenced
Yeah.
Boimler's quarter life crisis. So that means he's already had his 25th birthday at some point. So I loved all that stuff, and I'm
I
sure
yeah,
they'll dive deep
it was
into
like
it
one of
later.
those. I literally, when I watched it, I was like, oh, I don't like. I was just like, I was completely unsure how old Boimler was supposed to be.
Yeah, I thought he was
25
like
makes
18 or
sense.
19, maybe 20, but 25 does make sense.
Yeah.
And that actually makes sense now because we've all been wondering like Mariner's age. So if she's like near 30, that would make sense because
Hmm.
maybe she's a little older, like maybe she could be 32
Yeah.
or something like that because she graduated with folks that are captains now. Now that being
Hmm.
said, her friend could have been like on like the Kirk track, the
Yeah.
Kelvin Kirk track, or whatever, and went from like ensign to captain in like a day.
Just be like,
But
I
we
don't know,
don't
you were
know.
here, we liked you, so here you go.
And then I just laughed and laughed, and every gag made me laugh in this episode. And I just really think, it's great that like, I don't have a lot of time. I know this is very selfish, but I don't have a lot of time to watch a lot of other TV. So if I get my drama, my horror, and my comedy all from Star Trek, it's like I win. So it's pretty cool that we have Lower Decks.
That's true. I'm gonna say I absolutely love this episode. I also loved the Betazoid trio. I don't know what we're calling them. They I loved that for them. They pull in like three like heavy like female like comedy like heavy hitters like and like just every like each one they spoke I was just like oh my god it was like one of those people where I was like oh my god wait and then I was like I love that voice what is that oh it's this person like um So Rachel Dratch was the one where I was like, I know this person, but I couldn't place her. And then when I looked it up, I was like, oh, of course that's Rachel Dratch. Um, Wendy Malick and Janelle James, I like knew like from other things I'd seen them in, and then maybe didn't necessarily remember their names and had to Google that, but they were so good. Talin is amazing. I love her so much, and I love seeing her like come into her own and realize like she's not broken. Like, um, she's just like she's not even that different like the other Vulcans. It's so funny. It's like no girl, like you just used your brain and then they got mad at you about it. It was really fucked up.
I also agreed with Rara, like those guys, because they are. They must be like extremist, like freaking weirdo
Yeah.
Vulcans on that ship. Because I'm like, Talin's the most Vulcan you could get. Like, if
She's
Yeah,
possible.
Vulcan
exactly.
AF.
She is Vulcan as a MF.
I like I feel like it's a thing where it's like she's actually Vulcan and not like just pretending to be super logical kind of thing. And so like oh no, a bit of personality comes out. How dare. Um yeah, I also really liked the security stuff. I like genuinely thought it was really sweet. Or they were like, yeah, we take care of like them, even if it's like the holistic approach, like even if it's like your mental health. And I was like, that is genuinely so cute and sweet. I love that so much. Um, where was Troy? Do we mean Deanna Troy or do we mean Loaxana? Because I guess that's how we're all pronouncing it.
I guess we don't have. I wonder if we have a on-screen citation of the character passing away. Did
Yeah, that's what I
Deanna
don't know.
or
Because I'll be honest, in the trailer, when I first saw Dolores, I was like, I kind of thought, I was like, is she supposed to be Lomaxana or just
oh
another
right.
Betazoid? But I kind of had the thought, I was like, she probably is not going to be because, like, it'd be kind of a bummer to have to get someone else to voice her. Where do we think
Yeah,
Deanna was? I
although
mean, Deanna's on the Titan with Riker, right? Like,
yeah, she
that's,
would be on the Titan with
yeah.
Riker probably. Although, I wouldn't mind if I don't know if Marina Sirtis would deign to, but if she wanted to play Loxana just as a performer to be able to kind of recall Majel
I
Barrett's,
would,
I would approve of that.
honestly,
I think
I
that
think that is our best, I think that's the best option, is having her
yeah,
play the
I
older.
would like that if she
Mhm.
wanted to do it. Sometimes,
Yes.
it's like a way of paying homage to a
I
performers doing an
think,
impression of their performance. It's like a thing.
yeah,
I don't
totally.
know.
Um,
So
I
our
do love. Someone needs to like. But the fact that the last time, yeah, the last time we saw Loxana, she was pregnant.
oh,
I don't
there's
remember that.
another there's another
There's another
child of
Troy,
Loxana.
just,
Oh,
just chilling.
like younger than like she would be Deanna's sister, but like
Yeah,
younger, like
I
way younger sister. That's
I
like
want to say it was for some reason. I want to say it was a son, right? Because that was like the problem with the baby daddy was
uh
that he, in his culture,
interesting.
the like they just like took the sons away from their mothers, and she was like, "What the fuck? Absolutely not."
How did I forget that little like important bit? I love that episode. I guess I got caught up in the moment
With
with her and
Odo,
Odo.
yeah.
Yeah.
Muse is
So
such
I
a
forgot
weird
about that.
episode because like when you watch it, that uh when you watch it, that feels like the A story, but obviously the Muse part is the A story.
Right, right. That's the thing for Lord X to follow up on. Oh my gosh.
I would
Like
love that.
played by yours truly. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Deanna just has this brother who's like honestly probably close to like her daughter's age.
That's
I
so
don't know. I'm
wild.
not very good at math, so like don't quote me on that kid's
Yeah,
age.
nor am I, nor am I. But I did miss Loxana's character, and I thought it was at first when the three the BIA, right? Would have been right.
Although, in retrospect, it now makes sense Loxana is not with them because they're not. None of them are actually diplomats.
Exactly,
Mm.
exactly.
Because I feel
But
like
it
Loxana would not be able to keep that secret. She would recover immediately. I
Plus,
see this
she's
as
that.
someone who loves her.
Oh my god! I just realized there's like there's like episodes of like never made Star Trek of Loxana on the Titan harassing Riker and who
I
knows who else. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
I would love. I want to see that so badly.
Hey, maybe that could have been a very short trek.
I no, I've always wanted. I know she's not everyone's favorite. I would always want more Loxana. I think she's fabulous and I love her. Jesus.
Can we put up Jill's comment? The biatches.
That is, yeah.
They
my
were.
plate just tried to take a tumble.
Ooh, there he is.
I mean,
Oh,
I
did you
don't
drop the
think.
plate? Oh no, you boimed
It did not. Well, I caught it. It fell, but I caught it, so we're fine. Something else
I don't know.
ran
I
into
don't
it.
think that they were that terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, like, they came aboard,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, I
like,
love them. I think they're.
I totally thought something was wrong when they were when like everyone started partying so hard. I was like, like, what's happening? And then
I
like they like turned away and like
I
did like the
honestly.
smirk, and I was like, ooh, like what are those ladies up to? And then we get that
It's
huge
like
plot
later. It's like,
twist.
oh, their emotions are also going out of whack, which is
Uh-huh.
what. I genuinely, I think the plot twist was really well done
Hmm.
because I immediately was like, like, thanks, Aaron. That would be great. Also, hi, Aaron.
Hello.
I because I immediately was with Talin was like, oh, obviously they're causing it. They don't know it. It's the fever. It's the Zendi fever. Like, and then I like that it. Like, I like that it made sense. So it was like the plot, but then the plot twist when they said what it actually was, I was like, oh, that also makes complete sense.
Yeah, totally. I loved Tiana. The reference to the Cations hunting Betazoid in the
I
ancient.
have so
ancient
many
time.
questions.
Dude, that's terrible. She was gonna make them into brisket.
I'm imagining it was like, were they a little bit more cat-like when this was happening?
Well, I think I saw on Twitter, I forget where, it might have been on one of Jurg's tweets, but someone wrote that it was kind of cool because in that episode of TNG when they revert to their like ancient selves, like what was Genesis? What was that episode? Not Genesis, that's Voyager.
Oh,
What am
I
I
know what
thinking
episode
of?
you're talking about, and I cannot.
But
The one with
Deanna
Barkley,
reverts to
right?
kind of like a kind of an aquatic
Yeah.
creature, and cats love fish. So it's like I was thinking maybe there was like more aquaticness to ancient Betazoids or something like that, or fishiness.
That episode is crazy because it's all caused because like Crusher gave Barkley some weird treatment. It like it caused all this, and I was like, you should be more concerned this happened.
And how wrecked does the Enterprise get sometimes, and then it's repaired by the next episode?
The next episode is everything. That's why I never can understand how many how much time is between episodes, especially of TNG.
But yeah, our girl Mariner coming to the rescue again. Like affirming Tillin, telling her that she was welcome as a
found
MF.
it adorable that when like Mariner's losing control of her emotions, she starts referring to Freeman as mom and mommy more often. Like she's just like at one point she's like, I have to go save my mommy. which I thought was really cute. It's like, oh, she does love, and then she was like, my mom is hot. Like I love them. I like the little mother daughter bond. I like seeing them like kind of get along a little more.
It's kind of like giving us a little bit of a naked now or naked time, like having the characters like kind of reveal themselves, but not quite, in the same way. Those engineers have to earn their replicator ration somehow. That's funny. Ooh, the chat's hot tonight. We love it.
Yeah.
While you guys are hanging out in the chat, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. I think Tex-Trek was saying something like Fathery was saying something like 60% of folks are only there's like 40% of folks who are not subscribed that watch regularly. So just give us
totally subscribe. Also, subscribing makes it easier to remember when it's happening.
Yeah, it's true. Although we're pretty consistent.
Mm-hmm.
The shows come on at regular times, so you can probably set your watch by it.
I'm just saying, if we ever do a surprise stream, like it's easier to know.
I was once like that. Starfleet Sohail is random now. I don't know when we'll be on next. I apologize.
You just have to feel it in the wind when it is, or be subscribed so you get a notification.
So were Cations from Betazoid, or did they use the more Kazinti like? Who knows? But that's
so many.
That's questions. Up to a Star Trek writer to write it. But if I had to guess, they were probably like the Kazinti. What do you think?
I see that. I mean, we've seen no evidence that they're from the same planet. They're from Betazoid. Maybe just from a neighboring...
they could have a common... Yeah, or they could have a common planet that they both came from, and then they went to
maybe the Betazoids left because they were eating them.
And maybe Betazoids had to become mind readers so that they could predict...
Because they could get away from them.
From the
I love this. We're making it... We're red stringing to make it all come
together. All right, enough of that.
I feel like it would be really scary to be hunted by like a pack of Cations. I imagine it would take
terrifying.
3 or 4
I hate it so
to take
much.
down a Betazoid. And oh my gosh, like it's just like terrifying, dude.
Live action Cations have a lot to live up to now that we've seen what T'Ana is kind of like and capable of. So I wonder when we'll get our first Cation regular in live action Star Trek. Disco could have done it.
That's true. Maybe I don't. It's like
Strange New Worlds could do it in later seasons.
They could. I'm just betting that. Like I want it to happen, and I bet I think there's a reason we got it in animation first, which is that makeup would take forever.
I don't know if Aaron's still in the audience, but we did get a good amount of Cation showing up in Star Trek Prodigy. Mm-hmm. So that was cool. This is
true.
The Cation kitten was,
the kitty was
like
cute, dude.
Remember, and then fierce as well. So yeah. I love the Cations. Oh my gosh. What'd you guys think of the Boimler stuff and Shax and like and Rutherford and all that?
I thought it was really sweet. Like it was clearly like the BC story, but like I liked that it still kind of like vibed with everything else. I was never like, oh, this part. I was like, oh yay, this part again. Like. And again, I thought the ending was really sweet, and I love Shax.
Would you? I really love the aspect of Lower Decks that where you can kind of relate to workplace woes, if you will, and like I'm like far removed from these times, but it's really clicking the nice little like memory nostalgia buttons of when I first became like. The equivalent of a lieutenant at your retail job, like you had some more responsibilities. You had to you had a team you could kind of manage and stuff. Oh, cool.
I am in somewhat leadership, not really leadership. I'm not like a manager or anything like that, but other people were gone this week. And so I like had to take more leadership responsibilities. And I was like, who am I to be doing this?
It's true, and like, and the pressure he was putting on himself, he had to memorize everyone's names. Which, by the way, that
Mm-hmm.
was hilarious. That the three what was it? Big
Big
Merp,
Merp.
big,
Maybe Merp a
and then
species.
what? Sleepy Merp.
Yeah.
It was like really funny. Yeah, I guess Merp may be.
Is it a species or is it just like a name that's super popular in that culture? That like so everyone has it.
Father, that poll is like a no-brainer. Let's see. All right. We have a new poll. Audience, go. Sorry, I got distracted.
Oh,
I
okay.
was like, go vote. There can be only one vote. No, I don't. I'm in the middle on. Not to dwell on very short treks, but I'm in the middle. I've enjoyed them somewhat. I really enjoyed the latest one. Um,
Yeah, the
which
latest. If Aaron is still here, the one he wrote is really really good. That's.
yes, holograms all the way down. Check it out.
Mhm.
But they each had something. I thought they each had something, and like even this, some stupid humor. Stupid humor
Mhm.
makes you laugh sometimes. So yeah, but they
I
were
would say
definitely not.
they all got a chuckle out of me, but
When they kept reiterating that these are promos and they're not meant to be part of like the
yeah,
story, and that just like was like, okay, that's when I was like, okay, I'm not gonna like
mhm,
stress at all,
yeah.
about these. Except now I'm kind of stressing because I think holograms should be canon. So Boimler is into Kirk fan fiction. It's the only way. It's the only one that exists. Don't challenge that. Don't look it up. Just watch holograms all the way down, and that's all there is. And that's our friend Aaron Harvey, who hosts
Yes.
Drawn to Trek, and he'll be on tomorrow on the same YouTube channel. What else were we gonna say? Oh yeah, so like tarot cards or or the other cards. I mean, or the puzzle. Sorry, tarot cards or the
Um,
puzzle.
I don't know. Were the tarot? Maybe a puzzle. I like doing puzzles with people though. I don't want to do puzzle by myself.
What about you, Braxton?
Oh, I haven't watched any of the short tracks.
No, no, no.
Oh no
Sorry.
no!
In this,
In this
I jumped
episode,
back into this episode
yeah.
because
Dude,
Boimler has to choose. Like, doesn't he have to like choose tarot cards
Yeah, choose the
or a
ritual.
puzzle?
It's
The
puzzle and
ritual.
tarot cards.
Also, the poem about Worf was pretty cool. Have you ever done slam poetry?
no,
I
I
was
haven't.
no slam poetry is not like I've watched. I've never done it myself. It's not really my thing.
I've been to slam poetry things. I don't think I've ever participated
Yeah.
like as a poet. I mean, I have written poetry, but I haven't read it at a slam poetry event. But I do like the idea that security, it, everyone just thinks of them as the kind of brutes, sort of
Yeah.
like, oh yeah,
Big
they're
macho
gonna protect
guys.
us, yeah, macho guys and everything, like. And Shax was like, well, part of protecting the crew is their mental health and their
Mm-hmm.
well-being, and I was like, oh my god, like, yes, sign me up for Starfleet of this era. I'm there. Baby bear's on his way.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. I like the overall message, and I think my favorite uh uh part of that whole thing was like Boimler learning to relax and just kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
uh
I say this as someone who loves Boimler, and like as a character, boy needs to learn how to relax.
he
Like,
does need to learn how to relax. That's true. Let's see.
mhm.
What did Father say? No one should stress over these. They're just harmless. Oh, that's back
Yeah.
on the thing.
The
Counselor Shax. Actually, he's
yeah,
a really good counselor.
he is a
I
really good
agree.
counselor. I would say I don't think there are. It's um. I'll be honest. He seems better than Miklimo, who had because Miklimo was my first indication that something was off, and I was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Oh, they're all losing it." Okay.
He's like, I wanted regurgitated coffee
Yeah.
or like regurgitated soup. I was
Yeah.
like, ooh, wow, like
I also love
regurgitated
he
soup. Like,
stayed there the whole time, and then when he got his like cable loose back, just like whistled and was like, "Bye."
he's like, I don't taste
Do-do-do-do.
any stomach acid in this.
Yeah.
Jill is posing the question, how many times can this ship be taken over by crazy diseases and organisms? Lots. It's true.
To be fair, that happens on every Star Trek show. This seems to be the norm for Starfleet.
It's true. Diseases is the most like but it makes sense, I feel like. There's like so many strange new pathogens
Hmm.
to discover
I
out there.
mean, I would say there's a reason that when you travel, you get sick. It's because you're discovering new diseases or new things you're allergic to, or like I always. Never mind. I always get like often when I travel to a new place, I'm like, oh, I'm allergic to something. Who knows what?
Mm.
I have a very good friend who lives in Brisbane, Australia. I visited her once. Allergic to Brisbane. I don't know what was in there that I was allergic to. Like, and we took a road trip, and the farther away I got from Brisbane, the more I could breathe.
Hmm. I wonder what you'll be allergic to in New York next week.
That's a very good question.
I thought it was great that that the Betazoid intelligence officers gave them some intel as a
Yes,
parting gift. You know,
I I loved how despite not seeing the ship, we still got like a thing about it, like
Yeah.
just like in a different way.
what is this ship? They keep dragging it out and dragging it out and
I
dragging
know.
it
I
out.
want to
You
know.
watch, like,
I trust them. They know what they're doing, and
it's
like
gonna be
this
the
is.
last episode and it's gonna be absolute crap. But as long as it's funny, it's okay.
But what do you guys I still have no guesses. Like I have no idea. Like
I at
it's
some
nothing we
point
know. I think it's something new. I don't
it
know.
might be something new. At some point, I thought maybe it was like William Boimler was involved, but this seems a
Mm.
little too murdery. I feel like
Are we really sure they're getting murdered? I know that they screamed, the Orion captain
I would say
screamed and
no.
everything,
We're
but
not positive they're getting
okay.
murdered, but
I hope they're not.
um,
I hope everyone
this
can
seems
be
possible.
freed
Peanut
like
Hamper does.
later.
Peanut Hamper, Badgie, and Agnes do seem possible.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Yes, I agree with Aaron here. This is how you write a season long story arc. Like this is maybe because I'm a big fan of like 90s like procedural and like monster of the week shows where like there'd be stuff like this where something's happening with the big bad every episode, but that's not the main focus of the episode.
Dude, it's reminding me of the Red Angel storyline from Discovery. Like, you know what? I'm
Really?
sorry. Like, I don't
See,
know.
I had no problem with the Red Angel because that's a normal way to write TV to have like a mystery box. Like
Mm.
I feel like
Well,
people
like the
like
oh, sorry, go ahead.
it's funny. It's like people are like, oh, it's. I was like, I don't. I like they used to drag this out for like 22 episodes, and you wouldn't find out till the very last one. Like, mhm.
I think the cool thing is that like it's it's something we've seen what it can do
Mhm.
and whatever, but like the Cerritos crew is just kind of learning it. It's kind of just
Yeah.
like still intel at this point, like little random things. It is escalating nicely though. I do like
Mhm.
how like and I love that the Cerritos continues its kind of like, patrol slash,
Mhm.
rounds, if you will. Like, I guess
Yeah.
it's more of rounds because they're doing second contact
Yeah, and this they were
missions.
like transporting. I also one I like that they were coming from Angel One because I don't think we've heard that
Oh
mentioned
yeah,
at
we haven't talked
all
about
since
Angel.
I was like, I want to go back to Angel One.
Dude, I was looking forward to going to Riza.
Oh yeah.
I
These girls are on a circuit. What? They're like on a party train.
yeah.
Like it's
Dude,
I
they
like
think
already
what
been
I've now
partying for
realized
3 weeks and now
is
they're
like
going to Riza.
the plan is that people will probably have looser lips while they're like or looser thoughts maybe while they're partying, and that's probably why they're going to party places. Also
oh
because they
yeah.
can blend in to party places.
Totally.
I so want to like cosplay like one of them and then do like the rip away skirt thing. The shorts.
That's
Their
interesting.
weapons were cool. Like, like
Yes, they were.
they reminded me of like Robin's sticks.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like he's like,
totally.
hmm
Um,
What is that like? What is the ethical consideration behind like telepathic investigators?
um,
Like, like it kind of it's it's kind
it's
of like
I
totally
feel like
interesting
cheating,
because
dude. It's
like
terrible.
I'll be honestly, it sounds about as like as sketchy as real espionage.
that's what.
It sounds about as sketchy as like real espionage.
Yeah, it's true. That's a good point. I mean, real espionage is like super sketch.
Yeah,
But
So that's
but
true. That's
any
true.
species would use its natural ability to
yeah.
just like live
I
and
will
do whatever they're
say
doing.
what
So
I do find maybe better about this is that it's not like they secretly are telepathic. Everyone knows they're telepathic.
Right. If you're if you encounter a Betazoid, you know they're. You know what else was
Yeah.
that the first time we've seen like someone training their mind to resist telepathy
Hmm.
on Star Trek? I feel like I know
But
that
besides
like
people who like I don't, yeah, I've seen people who naturally have the ability,
right,
like
but like in this case,
Frankie.
the security officer who did the Worf poem, I think, was
Yeah,
like
she's just so
uh
calm.
yeah, like, that's why she does
I
slam
would.
poetry.
I had
So
this come up.
yeah,
Also, the Romulan disappointment was so funny, and also he was like, "Of course they weren't going to," because there's always so many times they almost go
it's
into
true.
danger zone.
They're like,
I do love that.
oh.
Yeah,
That was so. This episode keeps giving gifts of
yeah.
laughter. It's so
Mm,
Like, let's go
mm,
lurk elsewhere.
mm.
good.
But Starfleet, so Hale, you were right.
Mhm.
Like this episode was reminding me of the Naked Now. I was just like
Yeah.
remembering like, all the people in their states of undress being frivolous.
Yeah, it was really. Yeah, it's true. That what was that? Was that the cuddle tower we were seeing the beginnings of, or what was that?
Hmm.
I love that Tendi toppled it. That was funny.
Yeah. Um. Also,
Also,
I think
oh,
we've
go
seen her
ahead,
before, but I love
Jinx.
that there's just like a like officer in the background that was like wearing a hijab,
Oh yeah, totally.
like
Oh, I didn't
just
notice the
super
officer.
casually.
Yeah, I saw my friend Rashid
Hmm.
posted how cool it
Yes.
made him feel,
Hmm.
and that was a really neat tweet.
Yeah.
And then and then please don't pay those people mind, but a bunch of idiots
I
started.
saw those
Yeah,
too, and like
Oh
yeah.
no.
infinite diversity, infinite combinations. Is that so hard to remember?
It's terrible. All this I love. There's an account, Olivia. She's on whenever there's like these Gene's Vision people. Olivia comes in to save the day. I love her tweets. They give me so much like
Hmm.
strength to fight the good fight.
I
But yeah,
also love anyone who's like, Gene would hate this for like
Ugh.
it would be so like you'd think this was so crude. I was like, look up what Gene wanted to do with Risa.
Yeah. Just in general.
Oh my
Also,
gosh,
let's
what did
not.
Gene want to do with Versa?
Oh, he wanted it in like he wanted to do stuff that I don't think they could put on TV. Then
Let's
Hmm.
not presume to know what a dead person would do or think or care about,
yeah.
had they lived. People are
Mhm.
allowed to change. And that's one of the
Yes.
hardest things that I think some people have to deal with is that, like, things evolve and move on and
Hmm.
change. And even if it wasn't Gene Roddenberry's original vision, part of his original vision was for Star Trek to evolve beyond
Yes.
him and live on and continue. And if you care about a person's vision, there's a living
Hmm.
Eugene Roddenberry Jr. who's fully supportive of, and his name's on all the producing credits and everything
Yeah,
of all the
that's
new
true.
Star Trek. And so that's the Gene's vision right there.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's it.
I have always felt like we have only seen the PG version of Ryza. It's like, you know what, dude?
Oh,
Ryza is off the chain, dude. Like
that is
Jamar
It
100%
puts
Harad,
it
true.
like
It
everywhere.
puts it to shame, right? Like it makes
I
it Visa
cannot
feel.
remember the quote. Like Gene had this idea of like all this stuff we do. Gene left, and apparently Rick Berman was like, we can't do any of that. like,
We
like
got a little taste of it in in that episode with the Edo.
Yeah, I think that was the episode. That episode was in Gene's head. That was gonna be way crazier.
Wait, is that episode called Justice? I think that episode's called Justice.
Is it?
I don't remember. I'm making
The
stuff up now.
one. God, which one? I'm trying to think. Um,
David
yeah,
Ellis.
exactly.
Is that really true?
That is probably
Yes,
true.
I
That is
I-
probably true. There's a, but
Gene
you know,
Roddenberry was-
not to like, I kind of like wouldn't mind seeing a species that has something crazy like that.
Yeah.
That's an interesting idea to me personally. I don't know. But...
Yes, Justice was the. Okay, I'm gonna say
Ah.
something about the Skippy Runner
Look
slash
at
they
my
have the
shirt.
Robin
How
hair, right?
apropos. What's that?
Justice, she's right. Justice was the one with the skimpy runners.
Sweet.
Because that's the one where Wesley it was gonna get put to death for tripping over something.
That's all right. Yeah.
And they
speaking of
also have Robin
extreme
hair. They've got
crimes.
like yellow stringy hair that looks like Robin.
Or I should say rather extreme punishments.
Like that one.
Imagine if Star Trek had killed Wesley, like if he like they couldn't do anything. They couldn't actually
I mean, it would be.
like imagine if that was like
be...
that was like the character that like got killed off in season 1. It was devastating and it created all this like drama. Like,
Wasn't he like 12?
I would have been devastated if Wesley. Had
Yeah.
Yeah,
at
me
that
too.
time.
It would have been so traumatizing as I was 11. So yeah, I don't think that would have been a good idea.
Yep, that is a line from.
That's right.
I
That's
love
true.
I just love the idea. Like, obviously, I know this logically, but you said like living down the street from Star Trek filming locations is crazy to me.
Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
Aaron, you
I
can
mean,
be Boothby.
Which feels very silly. Stuff definitely films in Austin, but like, this is also true.
Hey, Miss Powell family, how are you? Nice to see you.
I try to think what else was in this episode, which so good. I guess we haven't talked that much about Talin.
Well, I can go on and on about this.
I know she such a good character, and I love that it did make sense. Like there's a communication blackout. They're like, why? Like, oh, we're transforming these diplomats, and like we don't know.
Everything.
Like there's crazy stuff going on, so we don't want people to know. I also love her. Like, I liked being like, because someone was like that. That's what set her off. The like, not being able to send the message. I was like, no, I think that was just the straw that broke the camel's back, kind of thing. Like, there's just so much. She's just feeling still devastated from like getting kicked off her ship for no good reason. And I really related to like the thing that should not be that big of a deal, but it's just like, oh my god, another thing I have to deal with. I can't do this anymore.
No, totally. And it's interesting to see Talin going through like the kind of, the feeling of failure, because she was kind of kicked out, we have to remember that to her this is like punishment. It's like being sent to the lower decks,
Yeah.
No.
Whatever that it was like last year with Mariner getting sent to that crappy station.
Oh right. Starbase 80, which is my favorite lower deck shirt. That one's available, by the way, as a single or item.
Good to know.
Not to be a shill, but these lower deck shirts are helping out the company that makes the actual show Titmouse. So check it out. That also happens whenever the internet goes out. It's true. I do
just try and get it again.
It's so relatable, but it's also so profound, which is so it's so like ordinary, but also so profound.
Remember, like when the internet or power goes out, and I'm just like, absolutely, like I cannot deal with this. But to be fair, last time the power went out, I worked from home, and I had to find somewhere with power because I was like, I'm supposed to be working. Like,
What do you think is up with Tillin though? Because she is different from the. I mean, she wasn't. She was definitely, Vulcans, like, are there to us. There was like no difference really between
mhm.
Tillin and her colleagues, but the little subtle things are
Yeah,
huge for Vulcans. That could be
yeah,
like just like a slight difference in your demeanor or manner can be like the same as like someone who blocks you, or whatever. So it can like have the same impact, but she definitely does seem to struggle with something. What do you think
I
that's where do you think that's headed? Like my like kind of go-to obvious thing is that maybe Tillin is similar to Spock. Like
mhm.
he for whatever reason, her background might be different, but maybe she has like learning differences just like Spock did,
Yeah, I could
and
see the
that would be interesting to explore how she's
learning
different.
differences
Yeah,
being neurodivergent in some way, however that looks for a Vulcan. Like I
for a
know
Vulcan, right? Yeah,
I relate to so with ADHD, some of the people are like, "That's not how people's brains work," and I was like, "That's not how your brain works."
right.
Maybe Vulcans, just struggle a lot with their emotions until they're in their 80s or 90s. Like, they just gotta
Yeah,
like, they just gotta like get, like people gotta
That's
kind of like get
legit.
through like their like
I
teens and 20s,
I get
and
that.
then
I
you like
mean,
chill out like in
if
like
we're
your mid
saying
30s
she's
and stuff.
around 25, humans' brains don't stop developing to like 26. So like maybe that's it could be something like that. Um, I would say, Jill. I would say, to be fair to Rutherford and Tendy, literally everyone was losing their mind this episode. So I think that was part of the problem.
Tendy was a little out of control. She was like,
Yeah,
"Just tell me what you want to do. I'll do anything."
I not
Actually, that
to
was even after. That was at the end. Sorry, so
not
that was like
like
just.
not externally like Tendy, but I do relate. There's some. I am friends with her now, but I remember there was one girl at work I met. I was just like, I, I'm vibing with this girl so much. I want to be her friend. Don't
I get
come off
that.
as weird. We're friends now. It's great.
Stress free K. The answer is yes. I did see that, and I was quite distracted by it too.
Yeah, there was a lot of kissing going on. That
There's
was
a lot of
There
kissing. Yeah,
was, yeah.
it's like, It was a very horny episode.
yeah,
Lower Decks is such a horny
yeah,
show,
and which is
and
why Gene would love it. Like
exactly, it's true.
Gene Roddenberry was a horny old man. I don't know what else to say. Like that is actually a really good question. Is the human spell bothering her? Hopefully, she has some kind of suppressant,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she's not
Spock
having to.
mentioned it in Strange New Worlds that he that he uses some kind of suppressor, right?
Hmm.
I mean, I would imagine that he would like get used to his mother's smell growing up. Like it's like when you live in a house where there's like cat pee all the time, like you
Yeah,
don't even smell it
that's
anymore.
true.
Like,
Oh
I
my gosh.
could, I could see because she's completely surrounded, like always around Vulcans. I could see Amanda maybe using some kind of perfume that would mask the smell to be polite
mm,
to her home.
mm.
Like
I need to call someone to come
if I
smell
was
my
like, say there was a food I
house.
really liked that I knew someone like hated the smell of, I would purposely like try and get rid of that smell.
I need a volunteer to come smell my house.
I'm gonna see if it smells like cat pee.
Yeah.
I do want to know now. Actually, you can get these. I've been meaning because I think my cat's pretty well trained. Like he does go
Hmm.
to. Has accidents, but of number two, not number one. I know there's too much information, but he doesn't have. He doesn't have those accidents as far as I know. But there's a light you can get. It's a black light for pet stuff because apparently it'll
Like it'll
reflect or it'll
glow. Like,
glow.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so
my
you can
god.
like kind of shine that around and see
The
if
last
what's going
time
on.
my parents' dog had an accident was there was some construction going on here, and he must have thought the giant like plastic sheet protecting the carpet was a giant pee pad, which unfortunately I discovered by stepping in it.
Oh my
With your
gosh.
bare feet.
Yep. I luckily was walking to the bathroom, so I just jumped in the shower. It was not great.
Did you almost like slip? You like stepped on it. You were like, oh
Oh,
shit.
fully. Like it was bad.
Hey. Rachel
Um,
Rachel like fell and
yeah.
then like she
I
like put her
luckily did
hand down
not. I
and then
like
she got
almost slipped though, and
some
I was
on
like,
her
"What is that? Oh
hand
no!" Like,
and then she like
yeah.
touched her face. She was like, oh, what happened?
Again, I luckily was like walking to the bathroom, so I was like, "I am just going to jump in that shower." Let it
Yeah.
right there.
Mhm.
Um, it was also like 10 o'clock at night, so that it was no. I I don't know if I've told many people that story, but now it's on here. So
Oh,
Mm.
have we given the poll results, by the way? The previous
I
polls?
don't think so. I can't see them on here, so I guess I'd have to go to YouTube.
Hmm. I think I know the very short treks. We know that the holograms, all the way down,
Yes, I
was the
for sure.
winner. What was the next poll? Which of the sisters, right?
Yeah, I think which was the Betazoid.
Which one? Do you guys, audience, remember who won that poll? I think it was Dolores.
I think the Lorix was also my favorite. I
Yeah.
want to cosplay her. Also, red's my favorite color, so like I want to
Was
do
she
that.
the horny one?
They're
No,
all
she was.
already.
Okay.
Well, they're all a little. She
That
was the
was
one.
the one who was like, "You're such a fun kill, a buzz kill." What did
I
she
think
call her?
so.
Like
I guess the Buzzkill is what I want to cosplay.
Mm, she wanted a challenge, like not
Yeah.
something that was easy.
Oh yeah. The one played by Rachel Dratch is the one that I want to
Is
cosplay.
it?
Uh,
Mm, mm.
nice, Jill. Thanks for like finding
Yeah.
that. Wow, Jill's on the scene.
Jill's on it.
Oh
Thank
wow,
you.
yeah. Dolores.
Sanctimonious buzzkill.
Hmm.
Yes.
I
I hope I'm not.
Jill. That sounds
Oh, by the way, we
terrifying.
should mention there were obvious homages to the Golden Girls. Kind of. They
Hmm.
had like Golden
Yeah.
Girls vibes. Like,
Oh,
Hmm.
they
so that was good.
did.
Yeah,
Especially, I love
Dorothy
their
and Blanche.
giant,
Dorothy,
Hmm.
yeah.
like those giant margarita glasses they had. I
Those were
the
yards. I think they were yards. They had yards. They were
oh, but
drinking.
those exist in real life. It's the least
Yeah.
practical way to drink something. It's annoying as hell. You just end up with
I've
it.
drank that at October, which is going on right now,
Yeah.
actually, Oktoberfest. I have drank that at Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I oh god, it's also not that they're that old, but I love that those were all played by actresses that aren't like super young. They're like a little like older female comedic like comedians or comedic actors. Because I feel like oftentimes when women enter that stage of their life in Hollywood, they like stop getting as much work. So like I loved that they're all, especially like Wendy Malick, who I think is a comedic genius, and I feel like I haven't seen her in nearly enough stuff lately.
I don't really know. I don't think I know them, but it's like I said, I don't really watch anything other than
Yeah,
Star Trek and Star Wars. I do
Wendy.
watch Star Wars.
I know them mostly from like comedies. Wendy Malick was in the last season of Frasier. I wouldn't say only last season, and she was in the show Hot in Cleveland, which also
Oh,
starred Betty White.
okay,
So
right on.
yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Mhm.
Oh, I know her. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she immediately like she spoke and I was like, "Oh my god." Like I know exactly who that is
yeah.
and I love her.
I feel
Like
like
Oh,
I would have to
wow.
see her face to like know her voice. Like I know
I
her face. I
okay,
don't really know her
immediately of the
voice.
three of them, she was the person I immediately knew who it
Mm.
was. I like her voice to me was just like, "Oh, like iconic." I don't know, maybe I just feel this way about Wendy Malick.
I'm a huge fan of the Oktoberfest beers as
Yeah.
well. So this is not a beer though. This is a Chateau Picard. It's one of
Shit.
the Chateau Picard. But I will still say Ein Prosit, Ein Prosit.
Okay, I will say I would prefer Frasier with Niles too. So my brother got to see one of the like live taping in one of the Frasier episodes, and he said it was actually really good. Like really, like it was pretty funny. So I'm, yes, Janelle Jane's voice is super unique too, and I Rachel Dratch was the only one whose like performance I liked, but I had trouble placing where exactly I knew her from. But yeah, they're all like I just love that Lower Decks is bringing in all of these like comedic actors into Star Trek who I think are like hitting it out of the park. Like including I cannot think of her name right now. The actress that plays Tillin, who was the crazy ex-girlfriend.
Gabrielle.
Is it
Uh,
Ruiz?
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
Gabrielle Ruiz.
Yes, she's so good,
Who's
and
super awesome with engaging on Twitter, by the way. She's
she's
very
so
chuffed,
good.
as
I
she
think
should be.
I do think it helps that like oh my god because it's animated. Finally, some of the actors can like talk about the show.
Yeah.
I Oh, by the way, like also I'm so glad the WGA got like a fair deal, and I really hope
Congratulations.
SAG-AFTRA gets one soon
Yeah.
too.
Yes. Oh,
I
that gets a toast.
Yeah, I
Congratulations.
feel but I have water. I'm sorry, I don't have any alcohol right now.
You know,
I need to get on your vibe and have like a glass of wine.
I try Thursdays are my Fridays, so I get really excited on Thursdays.
That's fair.
I
I
will.
have like a lower decks whiskey glass. I should
Yeah,
wrap
oh
that
my
here.
gosh, you should totally, yeah. And
Totally.
then of course I'm gonna be on the salon after this, and that's just a chaotic drunk
Oh, that's
fest.
fair.
Drunk.
That's totally fair.
No, it's not always about drinking, but still, a lot of us drink during
I mean,
it.
you got a vibe. Like,
It's true.
And tonight it's going to be appropriate, dude.
mhm.
Which one am I, Dolores? I'm gonna be Dolores. I'm the
That is my.
Dolores.
I'll be honest. I already started kind of looking to figure out how I could cosplay Dolores. I didn't pull it off as quickly as last week, where I failed to get a cosplay in like an hour.
Okay, fine. I'll be the one who called you a sanctimonious buzzkill.
You, Stan, and
um,
Trev can be the Betazoid intelligence trio.
The biatches.
I think Giraffe had even started wanting to make a cosplay of at least one of them from just like the trailer.
Like from the trailer, yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
people were like intrigued by
Mhm.
them. Do you have one of those modern day work job work weeks? Modern day work weeks.
Oh.
I am I'm a captain of my own ship.
Mhm.
So this ship goes out from Sundays to Thursdays, and then
Nice. I love
Fridays,
that
and
you can like make your own schedule.
you can. It's tough because you sometimes have to say no to opportunities, and sometimes you're like, oh, I could use a little extra. I
Hmm.
could get that Eagle Moss now if I take this extra work. But the cool thing is it's your choice. You don't have a manager telling you to do it.
Hmm.
You're choosing to do it, and it's fantastic. So get your own ships if you can. Get a ship.
I
A starship,
Here's
an
like part of me
enterprise.
wants to, and part of me is like, I don't want to be in charge. Like,
It helps to have a runway. Like well,
mhm.
we're not going into Tex-Trek financial advice hour here, but it helps. It helps to have a little runway.
Mhm.
So kids, save your money while you're making it, because
Yeah.
younger folks sometimes get like windfalls and they spend it on binge drinking. Not that you
I
shouldn't have fun,
I thought you were
but
gonna say Eagle Moss chips.
yeah, that's what I was doing actually.
Hmm.
I am no longer a collector, but I was a collector in my youth. I had a lot of Star Trek stuff.
I As I turn around and there's a back there and here, I would say
I do.
my collection
I
has
have
been
ships. I have
acquired
a
over.
weakness for ships and books.
My collections for stuff have been acquired over many years. I'm not like spending all my money all at once. It's
Yeah,
also
yeah,
I
same.
made the giant Murph back there, so
You made that? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's a cardboard cutout.
Oh, that's the one. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember now.
hmm
Sorry, it took me a second.
Oh no, you're good. Apparently, it photographs really well, so it seems a lot more like real than I think it does in person, where
Substantial,
it
yeah.
very much looks like a cardboard cutout. And then I also added glitter to him, so like the sparkling makes him seem a little more like iridescent-y. I trying to think of what else was going. Um, I also I love the I love how at the end everyone's just like, so like it's fine that you thought it was us. Like we didn't sense it either.
Oh, I love that they had a crush on Captain Freeman.
Oh yeah, good taste. She's great.
It's true. She
I
really
love her
is.
just
I love
ended up
that she was
still happily
kind of
married.
like Jean-Luc, how
Mm-hmm.
she was like kind of like uncomfortable by the
Mm-hmm.
advances. That was cute.
I I want okay. You know what I want now? I want an episode where Captain Freeman's husband comes and hangs out on the ship. I have a question. His name is established as Freeman now, right?
Oh
Or
wait, is he different name as an admiral? Did he have a
well,
different name?
I had always what I had
Oh,
always
Mariner,
assumed.
Beckett Mariner. So she
Yes.
goes by a different name.
Then I had always assumed that it was
Oh,
her
I don't
father's
really
name
know.
and that Captain Freeman. But then I think they called him Freeman at one point. So
Yeah, so
I
there you go. So it's Mariner who goes by a different name just to
yeah.
separate herself from her.
Okay, my
Uh,
headcanon now, until told otherwise, is
right.
that Mariner's Freeman's maiden name that she's using. Because
Oh, that would be neat. Oh,
otherwise, I don't know where Mariner's name came from.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Carol Mariner.
yeah.
I like that. I like the idea of like these like kind of
hmm
legacies that different admirals have,
hmm
and I would like it if Carol was somehow under Jean-Luc's command at one point. So she's got a lot
Ooh.
of his
hmm
like, she learned a lot from him, or it could even be like another like I think Uhura. I think Carol's old enough to have maybe gotten to be with Uhura as well, if possible. I think Jean-Luc did. I mean, we know Jean-Luc did his warp, his first warp.
Oh, that's maybe it is her middle name then. That's really, I didn't know that, Fathery.
Oh,
That
Mariner's her middle name.
that if she's
Oh,
named
that's so
after her
cool.
if she's named after her sister, after Meg McCain's
That's what it
sister.
is.
Yeah, that's
That's so
cool.
sweet. That's very sweet. I think I knew that once and I'd forgotten,
Yeah.
but it's still very
I
sweet.
don't think I ever knew that. That's really cute. I like that.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, and I know I said this earlier. I love seeing Mariner and Freeman getting along. Just like they're losing control of their emotions and they're just like, I love my mom. Like
Yeah, totally. No,
mhm.
it was great. This was a another 10 out of 10 episode for me. I think
Yeah.
uh I got to get going, so I'll just say like I'll
Mhm.
just close out and say that like Lower Decks is a show that I was not I wasn't like, oh, I don't want an animated Star Trek, but I was like, how is animated Star Trek going to be? I had a lot of
Mhm.
questions. In other words, it was like I was on board, but I was like curious, and it had since day one it has delivered in the most perfect way, and I love I love where they're going with these characters. I love how they've like I love the entire Star Trek kind of universe, how it's like talking to each other, you know what I mean? Like there's
Mhm.
crossovers starting to happen and there's like all this like stuff, and yeah, it's nice. So I hope for more of that.
Yeah, I agree. I it does feel like more of a conversation. It's just like just different parts of the universe and just a little different. And I'm really loving this season, which is like not that I didn't think I would because I always love Lower Decks, but it's just some it's always so good and like I always look forward to Thursday so much now, right now. Any last thoughts, Braxton?
Um, just another fun episode
Yeah,
of the of the show. Like I said, I absolutely love Betazoids. Um, Mariner is really fun. Like Mariner's, one of my favorite characters. But she has been surpassed by Talin this season.
that's
Like I
fair.
love a Vulcan. Like I love
Mhm.
understatedness. Like I love their
Mhm.
understatedness, and yeah, like Talin's awesome. So yeah, another fun episode of Lower Decks.
I
I
cannot believe William Boimler won the poll. I
Which
thought he
That would
oh
did.
feel
good.
good because that's the theory I mentioned.
Mm,
Yeah.
Oh wow, as being behind this.
Huh.
Oh wow,
I
I have
think
no idea
I
what it
think
is.
what probably has split up all the votes is I think if I think if it's Peanut Hamper, it's Peanut Hamper, Badgie, and Agnes all working together.
Oh
And
wow.
maybe William Boimler. It
Maybe
could be
William
all
Boimler.
the
Maybe he's
all
part
of
of
the
this.
above. Who
Oh,
knows?
because he would kind of be more aware of Badgie because he was Brad at some point.
Indeed.
I always
Indeed.
he's not just his twin; he was him. Um. So yeah, I think yeah, I get just this is a great episode. That's my last final thought. I guess thanks everyone for joining us. And I guess live long and prosper. And